So about a month ago, Sony was asked, hey, is the PS5 potentially going to increase in price? And Sony didn't comment on it. They were like, hey, as of right now, we don't really have anything to say about the price for the PlayStation 5 or anything to announce in regards to the price. And some people took that as, hey, Sony just doesn't comment on rumors. And some people were like, that doesn't sound too good. Well, now we know the reason why they didn't say anything back in July is because it wasn't the right time. There was too many people awake, because today at around 3 a.m. when most people are sleeping, Sony was like, go, telling Bob from PlayStation Blog to rush to the computer, write an article real quick. People won't notice it right now, they're sleeping. Let them know, but hopefully they won't know because they're sleeping. PS5 is increasing in price. Sony's posted it up on the PlayStation Blog. PS5 price to increase in select markets due to global economic environment, including high inflation rates. Basically, I'm not going to read the article, that's kind of boring. They're going to increase the PlayStation 5 price everywhere, basically, except for the United States. Coincidentally, that's where they've got like the most competition, where Xbox oftentimes will beat the PS5, and the PS5 will also beat the Xbox. It's where it's kind of a back and forth. Everywhere else, I'd say it's pretty much, Sony's place, PlayStation place, they kind of dominated there. So is it because the US dollar has stood up better against inflation, or is it because there's more competition in the United States, so that's why they decide to keep the price the same in the US? Probably a combination of both. But anyways, they've listed up the increases in price, or what the new price is going to be. In Europe, it's going to be €549.99. Now keep in mind, I'm only going to go over the prices for the physical version, or the Blu-ray disc version, but you can see on the screen the price for both the digital and the physical. In the UK, it's going to be $479.99. In Japan, 60,478 yen. In China, 4,299. Australia, $799.95. Mexico, 14,999. And in Canada, it's going from $629.99 to $649.99. Now, the interesting thing is, in Canada, it's always been more expensive than the Xbox Series X. So the Xbox Series X here has always had a price advantage. Even though I know in the US, they're the same price, or they're still going to be the same price because this price increase doesn't affect the US. But yeah, in Canada, despite the US, both of them being the same price, in Canada wasn't the case. Microsoft was a bit more generous to Canadians when it comes to the price conversion there. But yeah, I think this is maybe a first for Sony, Nintendo, Xbox, whatever, announcing that they're increasing the price of the console post-launch, like 2 years after launch. And fans aren't happy about that. I mean, I'd hope so. If anybody was like, oh, that's fine, I'm happy with this, just means they're gonna increase the quality or something stupid about that, like when they increased the price of games to $70 and people were trying to justify that and be like, oh, that just means better quality games or whatever. Thankfully, I haven't seen anybody go, that stupid when it comes to this. Actually, most people on the PlayStation Blog itself are pretty mad about this. I mean, I'll flash them the comments. People are cussing out PlayStation in the comment section of their own blog, and yeah, people just aren't happy about this, and rightfully so. I mean, it sucks increasing the price of it's already a hard to find console, and now not only is it still hard to find, but you're also gonna have to pay more for it. This is one of the few times where it was actually better to purchase the console at release or close to release as opposed to waiting. Unless you, I guess, wait until like a couple more years until it gets like its first price drop, whenever that is. And in the blog, they say that this price increase is a necessity. So if it's a necessity, shouldn't it also be for Xbox? Will Xbox also do the same? Hopefully not. I don't think Microsoft, for Microsoft, it's really, if this is a necessity for PlayStation, I don't think it's as much of a necessity for Microsoft, simply because, well, they've got more money. They don't depend on Xbox. Xbox is not their primary moneymaker, so they can afford to, get a loss when it comes to consoles more than Sony can. As far as Nintendo goes, I don't think they need to. I don't think they will. I mean, the Switch is old hardware. I'm pretty sure they're making pretty good profit off of every Switch sold. So I don't think Nintendo's going to do the same. So will Sony be the only ones? That's going to be a pretty bad look. And I think this is the perfect time for Xbox to maybe even take a jab and be like, hey, the Xbox Series X is going to remain for $99.99. And I'm interested to see if this is going to affect the sales in any way in the other places. Because in the US, nothing changes. It's still going to be the same price. But in the other places around the world, are we going to see less PS5 sold compared to Xboxes? I don't know. In Europe, sometimes the Xbox outsells the PS5. So are we going to see a change there because of the price increase? Or is this price increase not that drastic for us to see a change? I want to know, for those of you who haven't bought a PS5 yet, is this going to affect, your decision? Are you, I don't know, maybe now thinking of maybe going with an Xbox instead or something like that, or just not getting a PS5? But yeah, it seems like this generation, Sony is just, there's a lot of bad news. When it comes to Sony, are a lot of bad decisions or anti-consumer moves, and it seems to be like a pattern. Not just with PlayStation, but also with Xbox and all these gaming companies making consoles. One generation, they do really well. They win the generation, and then the next generation, they're overconfident because they just won the last one or did really well. So they start making some stupid moves and get overconfident, and then they lose the generation or just in general make some really bad moves. Like for instance, Xbox 360, whoa, it did really well. I think in the US it won that generation. Overall, I'm pretty sure the PS3 won. But after the 360 success, that's when Microsoft or Xbox started really messing up, making some dumb decisions, releasing the Xbox One $100 more expensive than the PS4, despite being the weaker console, and just a lot of dumb moves like the DRM always on, this and that. And then PS4 does really well, incredibly well, and then with the PS5, they also make, some anti-consumer moves. They get overconfident. Hey, $70 games. Hey, you want to upgrade this game? You want to get it for the PS4 and you want to upgrade it to the PS5? Oh, you got to buy it again. Or, hey, you got to pay $10 for the upgrade despite Xbox doing the upgrade for free for their games. Oh, you want to use your PS4 controllers for PS5 games? You can't. You can only use them for PS4 games because, when it comes to the PS5 games, you have to experience the DualSense controller. It's important. It's crucial to the games. Without it, it just won't work. Even though you can turn off the settings, even though you can turn off the features in the settings, you can't use your PS4 controllers. You need to experience blowing in Kratos' ear through the controller, the adaptive triggers. It's just, obviously for money, so you buy more PS5 controllers and don't just stick with your PS4 controllers. Not letting people stack PlayStation Plus cards so people don't get a discount for the new subscription service, putting game trials behind their highest tier subscription service. And anyways, this generation basically, there's been a bunch of crappy moves from Sony. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. See ya.